So about a month ago, I put out a short just titled Hear Me Out, where I talked about Klefki and some shenanigans that you can get up to with it. Now, why am I bringing this up? Well, it's because we're going to attempt it. We're going to bring Klefki to the Reg I ranked ladder. So what we have here is we have a Covert Cloak support Klefki with Terra Dark. Now the logic here is this will protect us from other prankster status moves, and the Covert Cloak will protect us from Fake Out. As far as our moves go, we have dual screens in Light Screen and Reflect to reduce damage. We have Foul Play to punish an opposing physical attacker with that, and plus it also synergizes with the Terra Dark, so we'll also get stab on it. And then finally we have Misty Terrain, and the logic here is we'll be able to override Miraidon, Electric Terrain, and Rillaboom Grassy Terrain with the Misty Terrain, and the Misty Terrain will also weaken the power of Dragon type attacks coming towards the grounded Pokemon. Misty Terrain is the only terrain that actually weakens the power of another type, whereas the other three terrains boost their respective type. Now, Klefki, I'm not expecting a whole lot. I'm expecting it to be a very niche support Pokemon, but we're going to try it, and we're going to see if we can bring it to at least one game. As far as the rest of the team goes, this is a Ho-Oh and Zacian team. It's been a long time since I've used Ho-Oh, and honestly, I'm excited to try it out. We have Terra Grass Citrus Berry Ho-Oh with Regenerator, obviously, so that Ho-Oh can recover HP as it switches out. And what we have for moves here is we have Sacred Fire, which has a 50-50% chance to burn the target. We have Brave Bird for some stab, physical flying type damage, and we have Tailwind for some speed control. So basically Ho-Oh is going to be a little bit of an offensive supportive mon here with that speed control. We have Blaziken here with Terra Stellar, Flare Blitz, and Close Combat to just remove something from the field. We also have Coaching on it to power up either Ho-Oh or, more importantly, Zacian. Zacian here in its crown form is going to be a Steel Fairy type Pokemon here, and what we're going to do is we're going to run Terra Grass to protect it from Rage Powder, and potentially, if we get it onto the field and we need the Misty Terrain, we can protect it from burns because Misty Terrain does protect grounded Pokemon from status conditions. So we do have that. As far as our moves go, we're going to have Trailblaze on Zacian here to give it a speed boost, and then that way too, Zacian will be able to outspeed opposing Zacian, so we'll be able to break that speed mirror. But more importantly, we're going to be able to outspeed Calyrex-Shadow Rider with it, so we do have that option. We have Sacred Sword to bypass defense boosts on things like, say, Zamazenta, seeing as Zamazenta and Calyrex-Shadow Rider are a very, very common pairing for restricted, so we do have that. And then we have Behemoth Blade to basically just do as much damage as possible with a stab steel type option. So that's basically Zacian right there in a nutshell. And then as far as the remainder of our team goes, we have Rillaboom with an Assault Vest with typical Fake Out, Grassy Glide damage and Fake Out support, Wood Hammer, and U-Turn, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And then we have Raging Bolt here with a Grassy Seed. So the idea here is if we need to, we can bring Raging Bolt and Rillaboom out, get a defense boost, and go from there. We're also running a Calm Mindset here with Snarl, Electroweb, and Thunderclap. So we have the Thunderclap to do some damage to things when Raging Bolt does get set up with that Calm Mind, boosting up its special attack and special defense. We have Snarl here to lower special attacks of our opponents and just do good dark type damage to Calyrex-Shadow Rider. Then we have Electroweb for a little bit of speed control. Now, I probably should have Thunderbolt here instead of Electroweb, but honestly, I like that bonus speed control in case I can't get a Trailblaze up on Zacian, or if Ho-Oh needs it too. So that's the team in a nutshell. Let's jump right on in to some battles. Okay, we've got Zamazenta and Calyrex-Shadow Rider here with Rillaboom, Clefable, Thundurus, and Incin. Alright, so Incin is definitely not something I want to see for my... Zacian or my Ho-Oh, but I mean, it could be okay. I think we'd go Rillaboom. Ho-Oh might be alright. Being able to Fake Out something could be handy too. And I think we bring Zacian. I don't think we bring the Blaziken to this one. I think with Sacred Sword into Zama, I mean, that could be okay. Behemoth Blade into Clefable could be okay. Sacred Sword into Instinct could be great. If I can get an opportunity to get Trailblaze up so that I outspeed the Shadow Rider, Zacian's going to be sitting pretty. And the nice thing here is I'm neutral to Astral Barrage. So, honestly, if I can get rid of that Clefable and get rid of the redirection, I mean, that's going to be great. Plus, Clefable is also an unaware Pokemon, so I mean, it wouldn't even matter if I brought the coaching, because Clefable just would have ignored it. It's also going to naturally ignore the Intrepid Sword boost, so yeah, that's unfortunately going to be a thing. We got Incin and Thundurus, alright. So, I don't mind Raging Bolt Rilla here, because Rilla is able to outspeed the Incin, and getting a Calm Mind off might not be the worst thing either. Yeah, I don't love the Intimidate, but I mean, I don't dislike seeing the Incin as well. I'm gonna Calm Mind, and I'm gonna Fake Out. If they're Eerie Impulse, I mean, that's fine. Getting some special defense on my Raging Bolt's not bad. Because even just having the bulk to deal with Shadow Rider while going for Snarls, I mean, that's also good. We're just going to get Protect out of Thundurus, so maybe that tells me they're not Cloak. Incin's also going to flinch, which is nice. Raging Bolt's going to get that Calm Mind up. So, what I could do is I could start clicking Electroweb and just try to get a little bit of speed. Or a little bit of chip. Let's see, right here. I think what I'm going to do is I don't want a U-turn because I don't want whatever switches in for a Rillaboom to potentially take a Parting Shot. We're going to take a Taunt off of Thundurus, which is fine. I've already got that special defense boost. And being at neutral is not the end of the world either, so I feel like Raging Bolt might take a Parting Shot. And if it does, I mean, that's okay. We'll be at neutral. And I can Snarl. I mean, if Shadow Rider wants to come in, Shadow Rider can come in here and just... Yeah, it can take a... Snarl, which I don't hate at all. Getting some chip damage off of Incineroar is not the worst thing either, so... The big thing is depending on what they bring in. Like, if they bring in Zama... Yeah, alright, so Zama comes in here. I mean, Electroweb is not going to be doing me the most favors, but I mean, it's not the end of the world. I could bring in Zacian and just target into the Zama. I'm going to Electroweb just to try to get a speed drop into Zama and get a little bit of chip. And I'm going to U-turn off into it. Yeah, Thundurus is just going to protect again, so that gets me out of playing Thunderclap games right there. There's an Iron Defense. Zacian Sacred Sword is going to be okay here. That does absolutely nothing, but, I mean, it's -1 attack into a -3 Zamazenta. Sacred Fire might not be bad either. But, you know what? If I'm at neutral, I mean, I might be okay to do some damage to Zama. Getting a speed drop into that thing might not be the worst case scenario either. But, you know, the other thing I could do, I could just target into the Thundurus slot with Zacian, because I feel like Incin comes in here. Yeah, I feel like Incin might come in here just to try to get that Intimidate drop. And if I'm right, I'm going to feel really good about this. It is Incin, so you know what? You're going to take a Sacred Sword and an Electroweb. So I don't think that Electroweb did a whole lot of damage, but I mean, that's okay. That's berry range. Now they can Fake Out again, but I mean, Body press into my Raging Bolt with a critical hit. Yikes. Okay. Yeah. Darn. Okay. I'll get Ho-Oh in here. Could have just faked out the instant again, but I mean... we're going to try to get the Sacred Fire off into that. And we're going to go for another Sacred Sword into Incin. If I can get the burn into Zama, great. Zama's a little bit scary right now. Oh, they're actually going to fake out Ho-Oh. Alright. Zacian can go for Incin. Not quite enough to knock it out, unfortunately. It's going to still annoy me. Body press. Yeah. Yeah, that hurts. But Sacred Sword and Sacred Fire together might be alright. Maybe. Maybe. I would love to get some decent damage off into that Zamazenta. I mean, if I can get rid of it, great. Ho-Oh might stand a slight chance against Shadow Rider. Nope. Alright. So they have Protect, Body Press. I would imagine Heavy Slam is probably their last move. Yeah, the crit into my Raging Bolt definitely sucks. There's Flare Blitz. They're going to knock out their own Incin, but, I mean, me losing Zacian is very, very bad. Okay. We got Rillaboom and we got Ho-Oh. They also don't take enough recoil to knock out Incin. Okay. I think I tried a Sacred Fire. And I think I just fake out the Incin. Yeah, I need to deny that parting shot potential, and Zama switches out, so you know what? That's okay. Sacred Fire into something is going to be nice. It's Thunderous, okay. Getting Sacred Fire off into Thunderous is not terrible. Faking out Incin is not terrible either. Zama does lose its defense boost in the bare minimum, which is nice. But at what cost? Yeah, there's the Calyrex. Okay. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to click Tailwind. Hope Ho-Oh can live this. And I'm going to try to get big damage into that Calyrex. Actually, I'm just going to Grassy Glide this turn, just to be on the safe side. On the off chance they just Protect and Iron Defense, I'll go for the Tailwind. I'll go for the Grassy Glide. I'm scared of a Body Press because that's still a lot of damage. There's just a Protect off Zama. Okay, so if I can get Tailwind up and get some chip damage off into Calyrex, that might be okay. Okay, they're going to target Ho-Oh with a Psychic, which Ho-Oh is going to take. Okay. Alright. I think Woodhammer into Calyrex might be okay at this range. Let's see here. We got 3 turns of Grassy Terrain. Okay. I think I can Sacred Fire into Zama. I think I can Woodhammer. And I might be alright. Woodhammer's going to hit like a truck, so I mean, that might be enough to get rid of Cali if they don't Protect. I feel like in this case you do Protect here. And if I can get that Sacred Fire off into Zama and burn it, there might be some hope, even if they get Iron Defense up. There might be some hope. I gotta get rid of the Cali, though. Okay, that was more than half, and we did burn it. Okay, so I might be alright. Might being a strong descriptor, but I mean, what I can do is I can Sacred Fire into the Calyrex. I can Wood Hammer. And yeah, I might be all right with Ho-Oh here. There's some hope. There's not a lot of hope, but there's some hope now. All right. So Rillaboom's actually faster than Ho-Oh, so that's great. Calyrex goes down here, which means it's going to be Ho-Oh's super effective attack going into Zamazenta. Which, at +2 defense, that's a little bit scary, but I mean, it's burned. It's not going to be as... Yeah, we're fine. Okay. I don't have any reason to be scared anymore, and plus I get my berry. I have Tailwind. I have Rillaboom for extra damage into this thing. And really, I just Brave Bird Woodhammer just for the extra damage. I think it's fine now. Yeah. Grassy Glide won't do anything, but I mean, the Woodhammer, yeah. The battle is canceled. So, we pulled it back. Raging Bolt was okay at first with the Grassy Seed, but unfortunately that +3 body press with the critical hit was just enough to knock it out. But we were able to pull it back. Calyrex and Zama on the field together at the same time was definitely terrifying, but I'm glad Ho-Oh was able to pull it off in the end. So, yeah. Anyways, that's my main thoughts on that. Good game to my opponent. Okay, Ziggy here has Regieleki, Calyrex, Landorus, Kyogre, Ogerpon Corner, and Farigiraf. Alright, so not the greatest for my Ho-Oh. But Zacian might be okay. That said, I think what I might like is I might like Rillaboom. Actually, you know what? I think we go Klefki. Put the Fear of the Keys into them. I think we go Zacian. I think we bring Blaziken. And I think we bring Ho-Oh. Yeah. Because what I can always do is I can always get a screen or two up. And if I need to, I could always go for Misty Terrain. But I don't really think I'm going to need Misty Terrain here. I think what I'm mostly going to need is I'm going to need screens. Getting screens up is going to be very, very handy. Now, Ice Rider could be a little bit of a problem if I tear out grass with either of my restricted. So I'm just kind of hoping maybe what I get is I get the opportunity to get Tailwind up with Ho-Oh. And then I can just try to outspeed my opponent. Now, if they lead Calyrex-Ice Rider, they could potentially get the Trick Room up, which is not great either. But going for a Sacred Fire into that thing regardless and just trying to burn it might be really good at the end of the day. Might just need to do that. Yeah, I think that might be relatively handy. Getting a burn into that thing could be great, and then that way we don't have to worry about its damage output being as high as it is. Ho-Oh is neutral to Glacial Lance, so there is that. We have Landorus and Farigiraf coming in here into Klefki and Zacian. And I think what I try to do is I think I get a Light Screen up, I think I get a Trailblaze up, and then I can go from there. I think that's what we do here. And this way too, like, if I can get that speed boost off, like, I should be in a position where I can outspeed Kyogre, and I don't have to worry about a potential fast water spout. I can just straight up outspeed it and go for damage. So that might be okay. Now I don't have to worry about the Armor Tail preventing priority for Klefki because I just have screens and Misty Terrain. So that's okay. And you know what? I don't hate Foul Play into Ice Rider. I really do not hate that. Okay, so they get Protect up. All right. I'm not going to get my Trailblaze, but you know what? That's okay. If they're trying to get Trick Room up, that could be all right too. Because I could just go for... the... Oh no, there's one Foul Play into me. Okay. I think what we're going to do here is I think we're just going to try to... I think we're just going to Behemoth Blade into the Landorus now, to be completely honest. I think we just go for the Behemoth Blade. Plus 1 attack is going to be really nice into that thing. And this way too, like, if the Trick Room does come out now that my opponent saw that, I mean, I don't make Zacian faster, so that kind of helps in the long run, but it doesn't really help in the grand scheme of things too much. Now, getting a Behemoth Blade off into Landorus could be really nice. I would love to not take an Earth Power off of it, because even with the Light Screen helping me, that's going to be a lot of damage. So, we'll get that off here. It's going to leave it with the tiniest little sliver of HP. There's the Earth Power. Unfortunately, that's going to be a KO, which I did not want to take, but I mean... Alright. We're getting the foul play off. Okay. They're just going to foul play my Klefki. Alright. Alright. So... maybe what I can do here is maybe I just foul play into the Lando just to pick it off and go for the Sacred Fire into the Farigiraf. Yeah, I think that might be all right. We still have the light screen up, so Ho-Oh should be able to take whatever Landorus throws at it. Now, the question here is will Ho-Oh be able to take a follow-up from potential Kyogre stuff? I feel like we're going to see a Kyogre switch, which is a little bit spooky, but I mean, with light screen up, I mean, we might be all right. So, yeah. Oh, there's just Helping Hand. Okay. Yeah, that's... okay, okay. That's okay. Not quite enough to take out Farigiraf, but I think that... ooh, I don't know how the burn works with the foul play. I don't think that puts it in range. I was going to say that should be foul play range, but I don't think it is now. With the reduced damage, but I mean, Klefki's not the one that's burnt, so it might be okay. Yeah, Klefki might be okay here. I might be fine. Ogerpon, okay. I do like to see the Ogerpon right there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to Reflect. I can Terra Grass to live this Brave Bird, or this Ivy Cudgel. And you know what? I think I just Foul Play into the Ogerpon. I think I just go Terra Grass, Foul Play, and just go from there. Getting Blaziken in might not be the worst thing either. Like, getting Blaziken up to coach into Ho-Oh might not be terrible. I mean, if Calyrex is in the back, yes, it is bad, but if it's Kyogre, that's great. Because at any point, they could still hypothetically Trick Room, because Farigiraf is still on the field, so I don't want Ho-Oh necessarily to set Tailwind just yet. Like, once Farigiraf is gone, getting Tailwind up is okay then. So, we'll go Terra Grass on Ho-Oh. We'll be able to live an Ivy Cudgel, in theory, with the Reflect. And potentially burning the Ogerpon is going to be nice. So yeah, there's the Ivy Cudgel. I'm going to live that, no problem. I'm also going to get my Citrus Berry. And I would love to burn this thing. Getting to burn this thing would be very, very nice. So, we do not get the burn, but I should be able to get rid of Farigiraf this turn with Foul Play. And to be on the safe side, I'm going to Tailwind. Now, if Ogerpon follows me, I mean, that's scary, but I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, alright. There's Follow Me, but I mean, it's Klefki going, so if I had just doubled up into both of these Pokemon, like, yeah, that could have been really nice, but let's see right here. Foul Play is enough to pick up Ogerpon. We haven't seen Terrestrialization, and unfortunately there is the Trick Room, which makes me think it is the Ice Rider in the back. which is a bit concerning. Now, my light screen is gone. Blaziken has a sash. I think if I protect my Ho-Oh this turn, switch in. Try to switch in Blaziken on the next turn, get a little bit of recovery back. I might be able to outstall, but I need to kind of focus on getting as much damage as possible. So this is very ugly, but I mean, I might be okay. I might be able to deal with the Ice Rider and get out of Trick Room. Oh, Terra Grass looks wonderful. If I can keep Ho-Oh alive, this is gonna be great. Because Breagraph is definitely going down this turn for Burn Recoil, and getting a Foul Play off into Calyrex looks really nice. Now, how much damage do I think Klefki takes from this? That's the other thing. Nothing. Okay, okay. Klefki's in an okay position. And that's actually respectable damage into the Calyrex. Okay. Alright, I don't hate that at all. I really don't hate that at all. Alright. So, I'm going to Foul Play. I'm going to bring in Blaziken, who does have the Focus Sash. We have 4 turns of Trick Room left. This will take us down to 3. Blaziken protecting will take us down to 2. And then I just need to get into an okay position. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That Calyrex is doing nothing, and I love it. Alright. Alright. Foul Play. Protect. More or less, I just need to preserve Blaziken. High horsepower could be a little bit scary. But it's into Blaziken. Okay, okay. Let's go, Klefki. Alright. Honestly, I think Klefki can get it. Maybe. Yeah, I think I just Foul Play. And I think I Flare Blitz. Battle is canceled. Alright. Klefki. Klefki stood in front of an Ice Rider and just ruined its day. That actually worked out surprisingly well, and I'm genuinely shocked about that, to be completely honest. Yeah, that Foul Play damage was actually doing a good amount. I'm very happy about that. Good game to my opponent. Okay, we've got Zamazenta, Raging Bolt, Calyrex-Shadow Rider, Incineroar, Chen Pao, and Moongus. Okay, so I still don't like that Incineroar, but Zacian might be alright. Blaziken might be alright too. Blaziken might be alright. I think Ho-Oh looks pretty decent. I think Raging Bolt, Ho-Oh has the lead. There's no Rillaboom though, unfortunately, so I can't get my Grassy Seed, but that might be okay. I do have Blaziken and I do have Zacian here. If I can get a Tailwind up, that might be okay with Ho-Oh. Honestly, if I can get Tailwind up for Ho-Oh, I could start taking advantage of stuff. I mean, getting a Calm Mind off into Raging Bolt might not be bad either. Getting a special defense boost and Snarl, that could be great. Calyrex, Raging Bolt. Snarl looks super nice here. Okay. Snarl looks super nice, and plus, if I can get a Tailwind up, that's going to be great. Alright. So, Booster Energy is going to give them a boost right here. What I think I can do is I can Snarl. If I Terra Grass, that might let me survive a potential double up with Electro Web. Potentially. Calyrex is not terastallizing, which is great to see. Now, Ho-Oh definitely scares that Zamazenta in the back. but I don't like dropping my Terra now, or using my Terra right now. But anyways, it's going to be Raging Bolt that's actually terrestrializing. So Terra Fairy, all right. The question will be who's faster out of their Raging Bolt versus mine, and honestly, Ho-Oh should be able to outspeed. I think I should be okay to take this Astral Barrage here. I get my Tailwind up, which means I'm going to get Snarl off. That's going to be a lot of damage into Shadow Rider. Yeah, that's half their HP into Shadow Rider. Okay, great. Now, having Tailwind up in the face of Raging Bolt is nice. Now, Calm Mind is a little bit scary, but Snarl, Sacred Fire should be great. Yeah, Snarl and Sacred Fire should be great here. I can go for the Sacred Fire, just try to get some damage into this thing. If I connect Snarl into Calyrex, that's going to be a knockout. They're going to protect, which, you know what, that's fine. I don't hate getting another special attack drop into Raging Bolt. I also like getting that burn chip damage. Which, honestly, we get the burn. So, if they attack into my Raging Bolt, that's not going to be great. I mean, I think that did negative damage, thanks to the Calm Mind. Dragon Pulse into Ho-Oh, okay. And that's fine. I think what I can do here is, I think I just go for the Snarl, I think I go for the Sacred Fire, and I think I just go from there. No Thunderclap, that's definitely burn range, KO. Astral Barrage, it does not knock me out, that's great, okay. We get rid of the Calyrex, and the burn should get rid of the Raging Bolt. Yeah, the burn should get rid of Raging Bolt for us. So, the good news here is I don't think I'm going to lose both these Pokemon. I think I'm just going to lose one of them. My Citrus Berry goes off, so maybe... Yeah, I lose Raging Bolt, but you know what, that's fine. I can get Zacian in here. Zacian... Or, actually, you know what? I think I want Blaziken. With the reason being, if it's Incineroar in the back, I don't want Zacian taking an attack drop right out of the gate. So I'll bring in Blaziken. I can protect both of these Pokemon. Incineroar is in the back, so I mean that's gonna be okay for Zacian when it eventually comes in. Blaziken can protect the dodge of Fake Out. Zamazenta is gonna come in here. And honestly, coaching Sacred Fire into Zama could be great. Yeah, I think that's okay. Now, I don't love that I'm giving them a free turn to potentially set up an Iron defense, but I mean, getting coaching off is going to be very, very critical to this. The other thing I could do, I could switch in Zacian and coaching. Yeah, I could do that. I could get the coaching off. There's just a body press into the Blaziken slot. Ho-Oh will get HP back. Ho-Oh's Tailwind is gone now, too. Yeah. We're going to get some HP back. Flavorless is going to hurt off of Incin if they have it, which I feel like they might. But if I can keep Zacian around, I might be okay. Like, being able to Sacred Sword into Zama and getting a coaching boost off into Zacian, that might be alright. They might just target Blaziken, too. Alright, they body press the Blaziken. And I know it's a bit of a Hail Mary, but I kind of want a Sacred Sword Flare Blitz. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to Sacred Sword Close Combat into the Incin. They've already burned Terra, and Incineroar doesn't typically carry Protect. So, not enough to get rid of the Ensign here, but that's okay, because you know what? There's a berry. We'll definitely get rid of the Ensign with the berry. Or with the Sacred Sword. So yeah, we'll get rid of that. And because we saw that it was a berry, we know there's no Rocky Helmet chip. They're gonna take out Blaziken. I get to keep my +2 Sacred Sword. This is gonna be nice. This is going to be very, very nice here. We're gonna cleave through those defenses with the Sacred Sword, and we have the Sacred Fire. We're also a grass type too. That's the other scary thing about Ho-Oh right now, because it's not resistant to body press, but I mean, we should be in an alright position here. Zacian is faster than Zamazenta, so that's so much damage. That's great. Heavy Slam is coming out. Also, they should have just body pressed me. I think they would have knocked it out with body press, but I mean, hey, works for me. The Sacred Sword, or the Sacred Fire, picks up the KO in the end. There we go. We got to go coaching into Zacian, and Ho-Oh got to enjoy some HP back with Regenerator. So, yeah, I mean, that switch was a little bit scary in front of Ensign, but I mean, switching in to a defense boost from coaching definitely helped Zacian survive that Flare Blitz. And it's a very good thing we did not get burned. If we had gotten burned, we wouldn't be pulling that out, but thankfully we did not. Anyways, good game to my opponent. Hey, thank you guys so much for checking out this Ho-Oh and Zacian team in action. We had some fun here with Blaziken pulling off coaching into our restricted legendary Pokemon, and who'd have thunk Klefki would straight up wall a Calyrex-Ice Rider in Trick Room to the point where the Calyrex just said, nah bro, I'm done. So we've been chunking that thing down with Foul Play, and even with Terra Grass on it, Klefki was still whittling it down, and honestly, I'm genuinely shocked it happened the way that it did. I was expecting to have to outlast Trick Room and then bring Ho-Oh in to go for that Brave Bird, but Klefki just said, nah bro, I'm good. And then as far as the other matches, we ended up playing two different Calyrex-Shadow Rider and Zamazenta teams, and it was unfortunate that our Raging Bolt, after getting set up, did take that critical hit and fainting to a body press off of a +3 Zamazenta, but Ho-Oh came in. Ho-Oh said, "Ho no, you don't." Sacred Fire, and got some burns. And honestly, Ho-Oh was actually pretty decent in both games right there, because we were able to get the Sacred Fire. We got Tailwind off against one of the Calyrex-Shadow Riders and a Terra Fairy Raging Bolt, so being able to turn into a Grass-type Pokemon on Ho-Oh was relatively nice, since we were able to resist potential Electric-type attacks, and our own Raging Bolt was able to deal with the Shadow Rider relatively nicely in the Tailwind with the Snarl, just making sure that it outsped the Terra Fairy Calm Mind boosted Raging Bolt. And it did unfortunately get outsped by the Shadow Rider, but it was able to hang in there and get those two Snarls off, so it was able to pick up the KO there. And the burn that Ho-Oh inflicted on that that Raging Bolt was enough to knock it out, bringing in Zamazenta and Incineroar, whereas in the other game here, we ended up having Thundurus and Incineroar join the Calyrex and the Zama, and we were able to flip the dynamic there with Tailwind as well and Sacred Fire. So overall, I'm fairly happy with how this team played out. Unfortunately, Klefki only got to come to the one game, but honestly, probably for the best, because it was a little bit precarious bringing it, but I liked it. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching the Car Keys fight the king on its horse and just absolutely annoy it. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Be sure to leave a like and comment down below and let me know what you think of the team. See you next time.